The story begins with a doctor named Jack. He was leaving a forest area with his team because a powerful storm was about to hit. But just as they were about to leave, a tribal man from the area came to them, holding his little daughter who was very sick and needed urgent medical help. Jack wanted to help, but he was warned that if he didn't leave right away, he'd be stuck there for 2 weeks because of the storm. Still, Jack chose to stay and treat the girl. He spent several days caring for her, and eventually he managed to cure her. One day after the girl recovered, the old man came to thank Jack. He asked Jack, "What is that one thing you've always wanted in life but could never get?" Jack replied, "That thing is in my past. No matter how much I want it, I can't have it now." Hearing this, the old man handed Jack a bottle filled with tablets. He said, "If you take these, you can reach everything that doesn't exist in this time." Jack didn't understand what he meant at first, but to be polite, he accepted the bottle and kept it. Now we see a glimpse into Jack's past. Young Jack had gone to watch a show with some of his friends, but during the show, he accidentally fell asleep. After the show ended, his friend Lily came over to meet him. They talked for a long time, close friends who clearly had deep feelings for each other. At that time, Jack was studying to become a surgeon and was about to complete his medical degree. After spending time together, Jack left by train to return to his city while Lily went to visit an aquarium. When Jack reached his station, he called Lily to tell her he had arrived safely. Just then, he noticed an old man standing nearby. This man was actually Jack from the future, Dr. Jack, the one who had stayed back in the village to treat the tribal child. But young Jack didn't know that. Thinking the man looked unwell, young Jack tried to help and even gave him his handkerchief. Future Jack was stunned to see his younger self and suddenly realized the truth. The tablets given by the old tribal man really did allow him to travel back in time. That's what the old man meant when he said the tablets could give him anything from the past. But future Jack couldn't tell young Jack who he was. He quickly rushed to the bathroom, coughing badly. Concerned, young Jack followed him to check if he was okay. But when he got there, the old man had vanished. Jack had returned to his present time, proving to himself that the time travel tablets truly worked. Back in the present, Jack was feeling very ill. He kept coughing and eventually showed his medical reports to a fellow doctor. The results revealed something serious. Jack had lung cancer. Years of heavy smoking had damaged his lungs, and now he had only about 6 months to live. Facing this painful reality, Jack went to the seashore to meet his close friend David. There he told David everything about the mysterious tablets and how he could travel into the past. David thought Jack was joking or imagining things, but Jack was serious. He wanted to go back in time to see Lily again. That's when we learned the heartbreaking truth. Lily had died in a tragic accident in the past. And now, knowing his time is short, Jack is determined to return to those moments when she was still alive. At the same time in the past, young Jack and his friend David were sitting on the seashore, relaxing and talking. Young Jack shared something personal. He and Lily had been together for 7 years, and they both liked each other deeply. Lily wanted to get married, and part of Jack did too, but he wasn't ready. He wanted to focus on becoming a surgeon first. His career mattered a lot to him, and he didn't want to rush into marriage. Then Jack told David about something strange, about the old man he had seen at the train station, the one who was coughing badly and suddenly disappeared. Neither of them had any idea that this old man was actually Jack from the future. Meanwhile, in the present, old Jack was with his daughter. He didn't tell her about his cancer. He didn't want her to worry. Instead, he gently encouraged her to focus on her studies and stay happy. As he sat there, he noticed the bottle of tablets, the same ones the old tribal man had given him, the ones that allowed him to travel back in time. The temptation to return to the past grew stronger. Back in the past, young Jack was with Lily again. She had brought him a tiny puppy as a gift. She smiled and said, "Children and animals are pretty much the same. I'm sure you'll take care of this one, because after marriage, we'll be having children too." Jack accepted the puppy and lovingly named it Potato. Then suddenly, old Jack appears again in the past. He has used the tablets to time travel once more. Young Jack sees him and is shocked. "What are you doing here again?" he asks. This time, old Jack decides to reveal the truth. He says, "I am you, from 30 years in the future. I've come back using time travel." Young Jack doesn't believe him. He thinks the old man has lost his mind. He threatens to call the police. To prove himself, old Jack tells him something that no one else could know, like the fact that David, his friend, was training to become a police officer. Young Jack is surprised. "How do you know that?" he asks. Old Jack then reveals more personal secrets, deep truths about Jack's past that only Jack himself could possibly know. Slowly, young Jack begins to believe. He accepts the shocking truth. This strange, sick old man really is his future self. Old Jack, now emotional and exhausted, says, "I don't want anything from you. I just want to see Lily once more." But his illness takes over again. He starts coughing badly and leaves. The time travel effect begins, and in the next moment, he's back in the present, collapsed on the bathroom floor, coughing and in pain. Meanwhile, young Jack was deeply disturbed after meeting his future self. He couldn't stop thinking about Lily. Why would his older version come back just to see her? What terrible thing was going to happen to her? Needing answers, young Jack went to meet future David, who now worked in the police force. He told David everything about meeting his future version. To prove it, he handed over a lighter that old Jack had accidentally left behind. It had old Jack's fingerprints on it. David ran a check at the police station, and soon the results came back. The fingerprints matched Jack's perfectly. This confirmed the impossible. The old man truly was Jack from the future. At the same time, in the present, old Jack discovered something critical. These mysterious tablets allowed him to stay in the past for only 20 minutes. Once that time was up, he would return to the present automatically. In the past, young Jack was desperate to meet his future self again, especially after hearing Lily's name from him. So to send a message across time, he tattooed a phrase on his arm. "I want to meet you." That message appeared on old Jack's arm in the present. Reality had changed. Old Jack understood the signal, but he couldn't respond right away. He had already promised to spend the day with his daughter, so he kept the appointment. They talked, shared memories, and had a heartfelt day together. Meanwhile, in the past, young Jack met Lily with balloons and finally confessed his love. They had been close for years, and he told her they should finally be together. They embraced, and their bond deepened. Back in the present, old Jack's daughter accidentally discovered his medical reports and found out about the lung cancer. She was hurt that he hadn't told her sooner. Jack explained that he wanted her to focus on her future and not be burdened. He encouraged her to go to America for further studies. After she left, Jack, now alone, used the tablets again to travel back in time. This time, old Jack found himself sitting with young Jack, watching Lily's show. Young Jack asked what the future was like. Old Jack explained that technology would advance a lot, but the peace and simplicity of the old days were better. There would be more comfort, but also more loneliness. Young Jack then asked, would he become a great surgeon? Old Jack smiled and said yes, he would be very successful. Then Jack asked about his future family. Old Jack replied that he would have a lovely daughter whom he would love dearly. But then young Jack asked the hardest question. If everything is going well in the future, then why did you come back? Is Lily not there? Is my daughter not hers? Old Jack tried to avoid the answer, but after being pressed, he finally confessed. Lily was going to die in an accident very soon. Before he could reveal where and when it would happen, the 20 minutes ended. Jack vanished back to the present. Sometime later in the present, old Jack was quietly listening to music when he noticed a disc left for him. On it, young Jack had sent a message. It said, "Why didn't you tell me everything? I'm broken by Lily's death. I can't lose her. If you don't meet me again and tell me the truth, I'll change the past myself. And whatever I change will affect your present. Your reality will collapse." Alarmed, old Jack took another tablet and traveled to the past once more. There, young Jack was waiting for him. "You have to tell me now. On which day will Lily die?" he demanded. Old Jack, heartbroken, answered, "Lily died because of me. I was always busy with work. I didn't give her time. And that same path is ahead of you too." Young Jack insisted, "But I'll take care of her. I'll stay close. I'll do everything to protect her. Just tell me how to save her." But old Jack replied, "It's not that simple. I've tried. It doesn't matter what you do. If you're with her, she dies. The only way to save Lily is to let her go. You must separate from her now. That is the only chance." Young Jack loved Lily more than anything, but to save her life, he agreed to do what his future self told him. He had to leave her. So Jack met Lily one last time, looked at her carefully, memorizing her face, and then decided never to see her again. He stayed away from her for 3 whole months. During that time, Jack's father's health became very bad. He was admitted to the hospital and growing weaker each day. At the same time, Lily had just been discharged from the hospital after those 3 months. She missed Jack deeply and asked him to meet her, but Jack kept avoiding her. He didn't want to see her again because he believed staying away was the only way to keep her safe. Then one day, old Jack came back again and told young Jack something important. He said, "Lily is in danger. If she stays at the aquarium today, she will die in an accident caused by a dolphin. You have to call her to your place to save her." Hearing this, young Jack called Lily right away and asked her to come over. But even then, when Lily arrived, Jack couldn't hold back the truth. He told her that they couldn't be together anymore. He started making excuses, acting cold, and finally broke up with her, hiding the real reason behind it. It was painful, but he did it to protect her. Soon after that, young Jack's father passed away. At the funeral, old Jack was also present, silently watching. Feeling overwhelmed and broken, young Jack told his older self, "Since you came into my life, Everything has fallen apart. My father is gone, Lily has left me, and I'm alone. You told me to do all this." At that moment, his best friend David came to comfort him, but Jack, angry and full of pain, lashed out at him too. He shouted at David and told him to stay away. Their years of friendship ended in that moment. Because of this, the future changed again. Old Jack's reality was rewritten. When he went to visit his old friend David in the present, David didn't recognize him at all. Their friendship had never lasted in this new version of time. They had become strangers. In the past, young Jack came across a photo album Lily had sent him long ago. It had pictures of the two of them together and a handwritten message. "I want to meet you again. My life feels incomplete without you." After reading it, something in Jack's heart changed. After all these years, he finally decided to see Lily again. As young Jack started heading to meet her, reality in the present began to shift once more. In the present, old Jack was having a casual talk with his friend David. They had become friends again recently, after reconnecting. But when Jack mentioned his daughter, David looked confused and said, "You don't have a daughter." Jack froze. That's when he realized young Jack must have changed something in the past, something big. Because he chose to go back to Lily, his future had taken a different path. One where he never married anyone else and never had a daughter. In the past, as young Jack approached Lily, tragedy struck again. Lily was hit by a car while crossing the road and died from the accident. This shifted reality once more. In the present, old Jack suddenly noticed that his daughter's photo reappeared, meaning his daughter existed again. Lily was gone, and his original future had returned. But Jack couldn't rest. He needed answers. He searched online and found reports about Lily's accident. She had died due to a blood clot in her brain that doctors didn't detect in time. Determined to save her, old Jack used one of his last tablets to travel back again. This time, he warned young Jack about the hidden clot. Together, the two versions of Jack performed a delicate surgery on Lily and successfully removed the clot, saving her life. Jack's time in the past ended, and he returned to the present. When old Jack woke up, he realized he had been unconscious for 3 days. His daughter was by his side, waiting patiently. When he opened his eyes, she smiled. After recovering, Jack quietly went to find Lily. Now an elderly woman, Lily was working as a dolphin trainer, teaching new students. Jack saw her from a distance, alive and well, but chose not to speak to her. He turned back, his heart full, and traveled to the past one last time. He met young Jack again and asked, "How is Lily now?" Young Jack replied, "She's fine." Old Jack smiled. "Good, she'll live. But listen, we both can't keep our daughter if you stay with Lily. That's how time works. You'll meet someone else 10 years from now at a meeting. That woman will be the mother of your daughter. Don't miss it. This is our final meeting. My tablets are almost finished." And just like that, time passed. 10 years later, Jack attended a meeting and met a woman. Just like his older self had said, she got pregnant but didn't want the child and left. Jack raised the baby girl alone. That girl grew up to be Jack's daughter, the same daughter old Jack had loved so deeply. In the present, old Jack was now spending his last holidays with her before she left for America. He told her, "I was never a good father." She smiled and replied, "You raised me with so much love. I will miss you." Then she left for America, and time continued to pass. Eventually, Jack died from cancer. His friend David, who had not been part of Jack's life for 30 years due to their old broken friendship, still came to the funeral. Before their friendship had ended long ago, Jack had told David to start a fruit business. In this version of time, David had listened and had become a very successful businessman. At the funeral, Jack's daughter approached David and handed him a small wooden box. "My father asked me to give this to you after his death," she said. Inside was a diary. In it, Jack had written the truth about everything. How he had traveled through time using strange tablets to save Lily, to find peace, and to protect his daughter's future. After reading it, David went to visit Lily. She was old now, but still remembered Jack. When David told her about Jack's death, Lily looked down sadly and said, "I don't know why, but he broke up with me so suddenly. I never understood why." After a few days had passed, David suddenly remembered something important. Jack had been given many time travel tablets, and based on how many times Jack had used them, there should still be one last tablet left. Feeling a rush of hope, David rushed to Jack's old house and began searching every drawer, shelf, and corner. After a long, tiring search, he finally found it, the final remaining time travel tablet. Without wasting a second, David took the tablet and swallowed it. In a flash, he was pulled back in time, back to the hospital where he found young Jack, standing alone in a hallway, smoking a cigarette. David approached him quickly and stopped him. "Jack, listen to me," he said seriously. "You need to quit smoking. If you don't, you'll get lung cancer and die early. I've seen it happen." Young Jack was surprised at first, unsure whether to believe him, but the way David spoke, the urgency in his voice, felt real. Slowly, Jack nodded. "Okay," he said, dropping the cigarette. "I'll stop. From today, no more." The change had begun. David was pulled back to the present day. He looked around, excited to see the outcome, but Jack was nowhere to be found. He searched everywhere but couldn't locate him. At first, David feared the worst. Maybe I failed. Maybe Jack still died in this timeline, he thought. But the truth was very different. In the new timeline, young Jack had truly listened to David. He had quit smoking early on, and because of that one small but powerful choice, old Jack never developed lung cancer. He never had to spend his final days preparing for death. He was alive, healthy, strong, and free from the fate that once haunted him. Now, in this new reality, old Jack had gone to meet Lily, the woman he had once walked away from, to save both her and his daughter. But now everything had changed. His daughter still existed, Lily was still alive, and there was no longer any cost to being with the one he loved. As Jack stood in front of Lily, years older but heart still full, he softly said, "After so many years, we're finally here." Lily looked at him, eyes wide with emotion, and stepped forward. They hugged gently, holding on to everything they had lost and everything they had just regained. In this final version of reality, love, life, and time had aligned. No more regrets, no more separation. Just two people reunited at last. And with that, the story ends. So how did you like this video? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing stories like this. Thank you for watching.